Finding the average or the mean of my grades is not an unreasonable thing to do. So in order to do that, let me import the statistics module, but that's long and hard to spell, so I'm going to import it as stat. I'm just going to rename it. So then I'll do stat.mean. That mean is a function inside the stat module, and then send in the name of my list, grades, as the argument. So that returns 85, which is indeed the mean of my list. Well, what does the mean? It's the count of all the items in the list, the elements in the list, divided by the number of elements there are in the list. So there are these two built-in functions, sum, when we send in grades, divided by len, which is short for length, and that does the same thing. So length of a list is the number of elements in the list. Okay, so that's how we do that. In order to tell you exactly what functions are built in that don't need any other module name before them, I did dir to see what's all in my namespace. Normally we ignore these double underscores things, but I want to look at this built-ins thing here. So let's do dir and then double underscore built-ins, double underscore. And these are all the built-in things that you can see in Python. So we can ignore all these errors, we can ignore these double underscore things, and I want to focus on these function names. These are built-in functions, so I don't have to prepend them or prefix them with any module name. They're just built in. They're ready to use out of the box. And you can see sum is right here and len is right here. And there are lots of others that are very helpful. But there are some functions that are attached to a list object. So here they are. And again, I'm going to only focus on the ones that don't have the double underscores. In order to access these, I need the name of that particular list, then the function name, and a dot between those, and then the item I'm going to do with that function. Okay, so what I just did there is I appended a 95 to the end. Append means add to the end, and I did that to the grades list. So I need the name of the list, dot the name of the function, and then whatever the arguments are. So append adds an element to the list. If I wanted to count, that's different from length. I wanted to count the 95s in there, it would tell me that there are 2 of them. And of course, if I wanted to do the same thing for like 75, it would tell me that there are 1 of them. If I did index of 95, it's going to tell me that 95 is at the index 1. Be careful, that's only the first index, not all of them. In order to do that, that's a little more tricky. I could, of course, remove the 95, and that would do this, that kind of works the same way. It removes the very first one, so it does 85, skip that one, 75, 95, that's what I've got left in grades. I could also do grades.pop, and that takes the last item, the item all the way to the right, and it removes it and it returns it, so you can do things to it now. So there I've only got 2 things. If I wanted to insert the 95 back where I had it, I would have to say at position 1. That position comes first. So now grades has 95 there. So it takes index 1, it shifts everything over to the right, and then it puts it into the new index 1. And that's true for negative indices too. It works the same way. I could also do grades.reverse, which, as you can imagine, reverses the order of those elements. And then I can do grades.sort, and that sorts them. And I believe it is ascending order by default.